Here's an updated video on how to better draw the two chair configurations for a cyclohexane. You can see these chairs are not perfect, but don't let perfection get in the way of being satisfactory. What's important are a couple of things. One, the atom that's the headrest in the original chair flips down across this axis to become the footrest in the new chair. And the atom that's the footrest in the original chair flips up across a similar axis, like so, to become the new headrest. So, another thing that's important to point out is that the tilt of the axes changes. So, you're not rotating the chair at all, but you're rotating your point of view just a little bit so that the top of this axis was pointing to the left, now it's pointing to the right. Whoops, I drew those axes in the wrong color. The green axis on the right is the green axis on the left, and notice we've changed the angle just a little bit. The red axis on the right is the same as the red axis on the left, but we've changed the angle. So, it's not a huge amount of rotation, but it's a tiny amount of rotation. When I say don't rotate a chair, what I mean is, in each chair, you have a rightmost carbon, that's this, and then you have a position that is one counterclockwise from the right, and so over here we've got our rightmost carbon, and there's our position that is 1 ccW. Those should not be exchanged. Similarly, we've got one clockwise from the right. Its position has changed a little bit, but not much. It's still one clockwise from the right. So that's what I mean when I say don't rotate a chair. But drawing these two chairs can be done in 5 steps. Let's go through those. Now, this is to draw either chair, and the direction that you start in determines which chair you're going to make. So if I start from the right, making my wide V, going left, then I'm going to make one chair. So that's step 1. Okay. Step 2 is to go 60 degrees downward from where you started, and this is where I changed this video because I was wrong. You don't want to end at the center of the original V, you want to end almost at the center. So our third stroke should go down like this and end here. Notice, we're not quite touching the center of that V. So that is step 2. For step 3, we're going to go up, and we're going to go parallel to the original side of our first stroke, not the left side. Can't type. Right, so we're going to come up this way, and we're not going to end on the vertical, we're going to end just before it. Okay, so that is step 3. Now, step 4 is to draw a line that is the same length as line 2 and parallel. Like that. So that's number 4. Step 5 is to close the ring, so you just connect the dots. Boom. And this one you can do in either direction. But there we go, there's a chair. And as you can see, the two axes that we made are not vertical, and that's important. Because when we draw axial groups on our chair, we don't want them to overlap. Now let's look at the chair in the other direction. So drawing our other chair, we're going to start from the left and go right and make our wide V. So that is step 1. Step 2 is to go down at a 60-degree angle and almost hit the center of that V, but not quite. That's a little too long. There we go. So we're just shy of the center of the original V. That is stroke number 2. And so then stroke number 3, we draw a line parallel to our initial stroke, and again, we don't want to go all the way. There we go. Number 3. Number 4 is a line that's parallel to line number 2 and of the same length. And here is number 5. Right, and notice our two fold axes are now slanted the opposite direction.